What's good, YouTube? Y'all already know it's your boys. Them boys crazy. Y'all already know it's your boy Royce Rock up in this motherfucker, man.
I already know what's going on, man. I know it's your boy Cam Official. Anytime you see our face, you know it's time for another reaction.
Man, this right here, my boy Dan. Hey, talking about Dan has officially failed. Goddamn, good riddance. Hold on.
Man, good riddance is crazy.
What's Dan? Shit. Complain.
Nothing feels better than winning when people are patiently waiting to see you fail.
Oh
Dan,
God,
you've lost 1 million followers in the last 12 months, seen your stock price plummet so low you had to take it off the stock exchange, and now spend the rest of your time copying Andrew Tate.
Yeah, we're going to start a website called Sigma Society.
While rambling up.
That's what he talking about?
I never watched him, but I used to see, bro, all the
Yeah,
time.
I be seeing stuff pop up sometimes.
We need to fix our country and our debate before we gonna get them done before I mean, we everybody been saying it, but
Politics on Twitter. This is basically the definition of failure, and here's exactly how it happened. Dan Bilzerian took his company Ignite public at a price of $2.50 per share back in January 2019, a time in which his career was going perfectly. His Instagram was gaining 400,000 followers per month, he was living in a $65 million mansion, and most importantly, everybody believed that his lifestyle was real. That would be until July 2020, 18 months after Ignite started, when Dan fired Ignite's vice president, who then sued Dan Bilzerian for unfair dismissal, in the process completely exposing his phony business model. For starters, the lawsuit explained that Dan Bilzerian hadn't actually paid $65 million.
yeah, that's that movie how we seen on Mr. Beast, John.
I'm so like, hold on, this.
Dollars for his mansion, but the property was rather rented for $2.4 million per year. On top
Bro,
of this,
stop! I hate when people do that.
Because I'm
still not a
I'm
cash
just being real. Even if he didn't drop the 65 million, bro,
2.4 million a year?
2.4 million?
Hey, come on.
Oh, he running, that's crazy.
Shit.
You still gotta have that money to do that shit. That's wild.
was shown that Bilzerian paid for the travel
Shit.
rented for $2.4 million per year. On top of this, it was shown that Bilzerian paid for the travel expenses of the rotating cast of models that permanently accompany Bilzerian wherever he goes, despite Dan consistently stating that the girls were there voluntarily.
Do you pay these girls to come?
No. That's okay, so
That's the big misconception,
yeah, I'm
right?
addressing that on my app.
However, the craziest part of the lawsuit outlined Dan's strange expenses, including $75,000 on a paintball field, $40,000 on a rock climbing wall, $60,000 on a Star Wars gun set, $31,000 on pool renovations, $50,000 on a bed frame, $15,000 on a ping pong table.
Did you just hear my nigga? 50,000 on a bed frame?
Frame, dog. How much them folks said Drake bed cost? The whole bed?
They be like 150.
But you gotta think about it, 150K, 50,000 for a bed frame? Man, shit wild, fool.
Nah, this what I heard. This
Next level, $75,000 on a paintball field. How do you spend 75? What all come on a paintball field?
Shit, the paintball.
75,000 though.
Fuck, you put real.
$40,000 on a rock climbing wall. 60,000 on a
Star Wars gun set,
set.
bruh.
See, this one, you 15K just on a ping pong table, dog. Yeah, this nasty.
I ain't even see this.
Yeah.
15,000 on the
On
goddamn
a ping pong table.
See, now this what I was saying when I say, bruh, when people say, man, why is your bills $30,000 a month? This is when I be like, gee, what are you doing? Shit like this.
And they'll say 88K on a vote.
I don't know, bro.
And $88,000 on a vault, just to name a few. It was also stated that some business expenses charged to Ignite were for household items, groceries, and luxury yacht rentals, with a different former employee stating Ignite pays for everything. Models, events, yachts. Dan would just have it wrapped with the Ignite logo, and all of a sudden it was an Ignite expense, and he would send them the bill. Pools, trampolines, the employee added. His personal events that had nothing to do with the business. Dan responded by stating, some journalist said Ignite was funding my life. Bitch, I I've been going hard for 10 years and been famous for going hard for 7. I started Ignite 2 years ago, raised around 100 mil, and I own the majority of the company, suck my dick. Although his arrogant response failed to dismiss anything, especially the company's atrocious financial reports. Dan had spent a total of $69 million during Ignite's first year in business, which was offset by only $9.7 million in sales. Given the previously mentioned lawsuit explained how terribly this money was spent, Ignite's stock price plummeted by almost 90%, from $2.50 to a low of 28 cents in October 2020. As the media began to report on Dan's losses, he'd respond by stating Uber is worth $80 billion. It has never had a profitable month since it started, and it lost over $5 billion in one quarter last year. However, Ignite's financial losses weren't even the worst part. Ignite only had an audience because of Dan's extravagant life, which as a result of the lawsuit had been exposed as rented. His lifestyle was once mysterious and intriguing, but it lost its edge as soon as people realized it was just another business. On top of this, the whole mega rich guy on Instagram shtick was cool in 2014, but by 2020 everybody knew it was complete baloney, which began to reflect in Dan's Instagram statistics. In May 2020, Dan almost completely stopped posting to Instagram, and by the end of the year he'd begun to lose followers. In the meantime, the media speculated that he'd soon file for bankruptcy, to which Dan clapped back by tweeting a skeleton with the caption, "All the dumbass journalists patiently waiting for Ignite to go bankrupt." Dan was right, Ignite wasn't filing for bankruptcy, but that didn't mean that things were going well. After losing $69 million in 2019, Ignite lost a further $19.7 million in 2020, during which the media released another strange detail. Dan Bilzerian's dad was supposedly running Ignite from behind the scenes. Now this was a problem for one main reason. Paul Bilzerian was a convicted felon who was illegally prohibited from participating in publicly traded companies. He'd spent a year in jail for fraud in the 90s, leading Dan to pretend that they weren't that close.
I talked to him probably 4 or 5 times a year.
However, according to one article, Paul Bilzerian has taken a less shadowy role within the company, sending thousands of emails between himself and other top executives at Ignite. This was only speculation at the time, but if Paul was in fact running the company, he was starting to do something right. Despite losing $19.7 million in 2020, Ignite actually recorded a profit in their final quarter, leading Dan to tweet, "Ignite announces a profitable fourth quarter." I guess the press and the dumb YouTubers were wrong, shocking, the reason for which being explained in a Forbes article. For one, Ignite cut costs, slashing a promotional budget by nearly 75%. Pandemics meant fewer parties, and for Ignite that meant a chance at profit. As economic conditions improved in early 2021, the price of Dan's stock began to recover rapidly, quadrupling from 28 cents per share in October 2020 to $1.13 only 1 year later. In the process, Ignite increased its revenue from $16.9 million in 2020 to $78.8 million in 2021, at which point Dan made the claim that he wanted to sell the company.
$2 billion would be nice, because then I get over $1 billion.
However, the chance of achieving this kind of money began to look unlikely, as the value of Dan's company began to fall off a cliff. The recovery made by Dan in 2000.
Boy, you
Peach,
just
pineapple, lime, cherry, watermelon. It's the greatest fruit salad on the planet. White Claw, vodka soda.
Recovery made by Dan in 2021 was completely reversed throughout 2022, owed in part to one particular incident. The SEC is suing Ignite Brands Ltd for failing to produce documents as it attempts to pursue an accounting fraud investigation. According to the SEC case, SEC staff have uncovered information indicating that respondents may have filed public financial statements that include false or misleading representations regarding revenues earned and recognized in the company's fiscal year ending December 1st, 2020. On top of potentially falsifying their revenue, the suit also revealed that Ignite was under criminal investigation for something unrelated. As a result, the stock was headed toward a new record low. How Dan was able to fix this problem.
When folks be going through stuff like this, bro, I'm just being real. If my company already dropped like a mother, my followers that went down, I'm not trying to mess with nothing illegal. If you gotta get in something illegal for your company or whatever you have to go back up, you just need to leave it alone, bro. But sometimes people get in their lifestyle and just can't let it go.
I'm gonna have to deal with that or something.
Man, for real, cause this right here is just.
by removing Ignite from the stock exchange altogether. He provided no explanation for the company's removal. However, just 2 months later, media publication MJ Biz Daily somehow managed to interview Dan Bilzerian's dad, who said he is now serving as an unpaid advisor to his son's company and was speaking on behalf of Ignite because Dan was unavailable to comment. It stated there is no reason to have a public company unless you intend to raise capital from public markets, before going on to state though Ignite was publicly traded, about 90% of the company's shares are owned by Dan and friends. Dan likely thought that as a public figure he should have a public company, although this structure provided no real benefit and instead delivered unwanted attention from governing bodies and the media. Despite this, it was reported in March 2023 that Dan was still refusing to cooperate with governing bodies, and while Ignite's privatization means its income is no longer public, it doesn't really seem as though business has improved. Dan recently bragged on Ignite's Instagram by stating, "Best-selling vapes in South America," although the very top comment was, "Bro, I love you, but I never seen anyone smoking that." Ignite's Twitter page gets about 30 likes per post. The company's official TikTok page has under 4,000 followers, while Dan Bilzerian's personal social media isn't looking so healthy either. His main Instagram page is losing 100,000 followers per month, owed in part to his complete inactivity, only uploading every once in a blue moon. When he does post, all of the most popular comments state, "So sad you have to pay for having ladies around you, haha, lol, such a sad life, and I don't know why I still follow this dude." In January 2021, Bilzerian was asked, "Dan, why are you barely active over Instagram recently?" To which he'd respond with, "Cause I just finished the 25th edit of my book, it's finally done." Yet Dan failed to return to Instagram after the book's release. However, only a couple of months ago on the Skinny Confidential podcast, Dan gave an updated explanation for why he'd quit everything.
I just don't care. Like, I feel like social media is like a video game I beat like 8 years ago, and I'm like, everybody's playing the same game. I'm like tired of playing it. Like, I look at social media like a cancer. Like, to me, I think it's the worst thing to be happening to society. So I just like, it just cringe to perpetuate that problem.
Dan seems quite resentful over his social media career and is perhaps sick of being hated. However, I can't imagine his next venture will make that any better. After seemingly spending a bit too much time with Andrew Tate, Dan Bilzerian is working on his own alpha male course and website called Sigma Society.
The thing I'm working on right now is a site where it's basically gonna like teach guys kind of like how. With that, yeah,
Sigma?
Yeah, it's gonna like teach guys how to be guys. You know, I feel like this generation has kind of like lost that.
And while such a venture would surely find an audience, it feels like a last-ditch unoriginal money grab, which is almost always a sign of having nothing left to offer.
Too much shit going on.
I ain't gonna lie, Dan. I'm just being, and this just me being trying to be one with you, my guy. He ain't even worth it. Cause I'm being 100. The way he coming, it's like he really did on some stuff where, it's like he really did on some stuff where he not even trying to acknowledge that. I hate when people, I ain't gonna say I hate cause it don't have nothing to do with me. But when people get caught in the act of doing something and don't want to admit to it, that just makes it way worse.
So you think you know Wix? Do you really? First up, we've got Shake Video.
My bad, y'all. That just makes it way worse because what's gonna happen is you gonna make this. It's like you set yourself up for failure. Mm-hmm. You finna make this website, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm just saying based off these type of things that I've seen in the past. You finna make this website. It's probably gonna do good at the beginning, and then it's gonna fail. Or it's probably gonna be trash at the beginning, and then it's probably gonna go up. But I'm just being real. The stuff you did in the past is going to catch up with you. Even if you feel like you didn't do nothing bad and you was just saying these, because a lot of people do that. I'm just being real. What he did, a lot of people do that. A lot of people, none of their expenses has nothing to do with their business, but they put their business logo on there and just say, oh, this for this. So I'm good. But I'm just being real, bro. And I ain't never seen $1 million day in my life. But it's just based off what I done seen people go through, bro. If you making this website, bro, and you real deal not coming on no like, just real deal positive and just real and thorough all the way through, bro, there is no point of doing this website. Which I don't know if it's up or not, or if you already got it going and nothing like that. But from the looks of it, bro, a lot of people don't mess with you. So
it ain't no point.
They gonna try their hardest to real deal find something wrong with what you got going on their website. And I'm being real. If your intent is not good, my guy, you're going to be even more messed up. Because after this, it's over with. for the people that you do still have left that still rock with you and stuff like that, cause based off this video, bro, I'm not saying that you didn't do nothing real bad, but based off this video, bro, you did something that was bad, but it wasn't nothing where it was just over the top. To me, you give off like obnoxious and like I just one of them jock type dudes, but like I said, bro, just coming from me, dog. If you ain't coming from a real deal good 100 play, bro, I wouldn't even put myself in that position, bro. But hey, shout out my boy. What's his name? Shout out my boy Sonny. You know what I'm saying? For dropping these bangers you be dropping it. If y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. If y'all like the rest, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy, Crazy. We out.